everyone. Welcome back to this channel.
Now, take your pick.
Our channel? Your channel.
Oh, don't you even.
Okay.
It is her channel.
We share everything. Can't we share
Almost
the channel?
everything.
Can't we share the channel?
Almost everything.
Almost everything. Okay.
I don't share this.
No, this is mine.
Mine's down there. Okay, so for this video, we are going to, this is a very interesting doll, and she is a true rescue.
Yes. She is made by Artisan.
Yes, she's an Artisan
doll.
Raving Beauty.
And she was made in, it's the early 50s?
Yeah, somewhere in the 50s.
But early 50s, I think.
And guess you would categorize her as a walker.
Oh, I know exactly. I remember it was in the book. She's a 50 or 51.
Okay.
And the only difference that made her, and she's called a Raving Beauty, and what the difference between the 50 and the 51 was what the clothes they were wearing.
She doesn't have any, and she actually has no hair.
No.
But on her chest, she says, Heady Turny. So guess what?
We didn't know what that meant.
She's a walker.
The best walker I have ever worked on. She has a wonderful mechanism. Sorry, Tony.
But guess what? We're way over. So let's go watch the video.
Okay. Well, we'd like to introduce you to an Artisan Raving Beauty.
I don't think she's a beauty yet.
She was.
Oh, I'm sure she was an absolute beauty.
On here it says, oops,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Dear.
Well, you see, she needs
We all have our problems.
Let's explain this. She's a walker.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Let me see. She's been tattooed.
She has been original, patent pending, Heady Turny.
What in the world is Heady Turny?
Well, when you walk her heady turnies.
I've heard of walkers before.
Yes.
But I have never heard of a Heady Turny.
Nope, never have.
And she is a Raving Beauty Heady Turny.
Yes.
So she stands.
It's 1950 to 1951. The difference between the Heady Turny and just the Raving Beauty that was strung was the clothes they wore.
Well, you know, she stands.
She stands real well.
She walks.
She walks.
And she lays down.
But she doesn't sit.
Nope.
But I got to tell you, I can see inside. You guys, I can see in there. She has one of the nicest,
She's got a lazy eye there, hon.
Oh, there you go. She has one of the best walking mechanisms I've ever seen.
So one of the reasons that we got this lovely little lady is she was advertised as a spooky Halloween doll. And there's maybe because she doesn't have her hair at the moment.
And her arms were a little bit needed.
But you know what? This is going to be a very lovely little girl when we're done.
Yes.
And now she wasn't.
We saved her from a Halloween prop of not so nice outcome.
Well, I can't wait, honey. What are we going to do first?
Well, first, before I can string her arms, and when you have a walker, you can't remove their head. Oh, you can sorry. You can't remove this lady's head, and she's made by Artisan. If it was a Tony or maybe one of those other manufacturers that did hard plastic dolls.
Well, we can only say Tony because those are the only ones we're familiar with.
With the walking
You can take their heads off, but we really don't want to.
Well, I've had one off because it was broke up the back.
Right.
So, you know.
But in general, we don't really want to take their head off.
It is done with a rubber band, believe it or not. I mean, a rubber, it's a heavy rubber attached to this mechanism. And that would be a Tony. Now, this little lady, if you look inside here, it's all wood.
Really?
It's all wood.
Well, let's see inside her.
You really want to?
I do.
Oh, all right. So please don't freak out that her arms are coming off because they're going to be going on for good. So do you see that wood piece in there?
Ah, my goodness.
She's one of the most sturdy walkers I've ever known. And there is no rust. You see that rod? There is no rust. You can look up inside of her, and there is no rust.
Well, a little bit I can look up inside her. So why don't we give this little young lady a bath?
Okay, so to explain all this, that's going to come off with Dawn. It's grease. Hardened grease.
Okay.
I never knew that for the longest time. We go back to one of our other tutorials about cleaning the inside of a hard plastic doll. Do you see how dirty that is?
I'll put a
She'll put a link
in the
to
description to it.
You cannot do that, especially with this little girl, because, like I said, you cannot remove her head, and you cannot remove her legs. She stands and she lays down.
Yeah, we already went through that. So what are we going to do to her arms?
We do string her arms, and this is the dirt that comes from in her arms. So you'll have to go. I'm just showing you that she is dirty inside, and I will do that in a bit. Off camera. Because
so let's give her bath.
Yes, so you can learn about how to do that on a strung doll. I have not done a tutorial on a walker. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to work on this arm later because that's really heavy duty. And I'm just going to give her a sponge bath, and you can see the dirt that came off of this one, this one arm.
And you're using
I'm using a Mr. Clean
Magic Eraser.
Magic Eraser.
That's damp.
That is more than damp. You really like that damp word, but I don't want it dripping. I'm not worried about getting it in her body because she's a walker. I'm not going to allow it to get in her body. So this is all where it was glued in the past. All these marks. I actually can go over her eyebrows on this particular Raving Beauty because there is an indent, which you probably can't see. So,
well, sweetie, she doesn't have eyebrows.
She will.
She will, but she doesn't at the moment.
That is what's left.
Oh, okay.
That's what's left of her eyebrow. And
we never told everybody. She has an open mouth.
And she has an open mouth, and that is a felt tongue, just like a Shirley Temple.
She has teeth, for heaven's sake.
She does.
Do they come out?
No.
I thought they did.
Well, you can take anything apart, but do you want to try and put it back together again?
Well, you did.
I had to, but it's not fun, and it's not a tutorial.
Well, we could at least tell everybody that if they come out, they can go back in.
Yes, but that's a tedious experience job, and I don't know how to teach anybody to do that. I really don't.
Okay, so why don't we watch her have her bath a little faster?
I have a little watered down Dawn here. And I just take my Q-tip and I went around here.
But you already did that, didn't you?
Yes, I already did that, but I'm showing you what I did.
Right, but look at that one side.
And this is what we get.
But you let it sit for about how long, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. It sat for a good half hour at least.
And we didn't expect it to come that clean, did we?
No.
but it did.
This is one of the worst I've, with this caked on greasy dirt, and somebody dropped a hunk of glue here from the factory, and I'll have to take that off. But
just so everybody knows,
she's got a couple of freckles on her tushy, and I can't get them off.
That's good, fine with me. But just so everybody knows that you used your Mr. Clean and got the rest of it off, right?
After it sat.
After it sat for a while.
And softened it.
Well, it looks like her bath was a success.
It was.
Well, before you do what you're doing, how about you explain what you're doing?
Okay, so these are S-hooks, and we can give you a link to the tutorial we have already done about restringing a hard plastic doll. Even though you can't restring her because she's a walker from here to here, the one place that needs to be restrung is from here to here.
And you use a rubber band.
And I use, some people use cording. And they do a very good job. Some people use cording and do a terrible job. This is the way it works for me.
And we'll put a link to the website where we get these particular bands.
I like these better than some other manufactured bands that do not have the elasticity that these do.
Okay, so let's see what you're doing.
So I've made these hooks.
Yeah, we do everything DIY.
We kind of do, and we kind of have to.
Okay.
So I'm going through and I'm grabbing it over here. And there she goes. Okay. Now, oh, see that little bar right there? Do you see that long bar in there, guys? That is her mechanism. I'm going to try to keep this from twisting. I'm going to use my mouth, believe it or not, to hold
your
this
skewer?
thing. I don't think I'm going to need it, sweetheart. Maybe I will. I'm just going to stick my hand in here. Hope the band isn't too big.
Whoop. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that, guys. Don't you love it? There we go. And her band is not twisted. And she now is back.
I bet she feels better.
I do.
Well, so do I. I'd feel even more at ease if the poor lady had some hair.
She's going to have it in a few minutes.
Well, I think that maybe we should put something on this poor little girl.
Yes, she's going to get dressed. Well, we just dressed her in her reproduction. They were called baby dolls when I was a child.
Wait a minute.
What?
A baby doll is wearing baby dolls?
The baby doll is wearing, that's what they call these little smock tops with the little short bloomers, called baby dolls.
Okay.
They were baby doll pajamas.
They're adorable. Put a robe on. So are we ready to put her hair on?
I'm ready to give it a go. This is what I'm going to use is Instagrip. It is white, but it dries clear.
And you can get it at Dolls Part, and I will put a link in the description so that you can go right there. But this wig.
What about the wig?
It's not an original wig.
It is not an original wig, but we did look at some original, what do you call it? Raving Beauty wigs, and they were quite luxurious.
They call them Ravon.
Ravon.
But I'm not exactly positive what a Ravon wig exactly was. This is a wig by Monique, and when we got it, it was listed as a vintage wig. So I don't think it was one that was available recently.
No.
I think this particular seller.
You can tell that it's vintage by its wig cap.
So this particular seller was selling a lot of vintage wigs, and I think a lot of them were from the 70s, but I don't know exactly when this wig is from. Even though it was supposed to fit, it didn't. So I took the elastic that went around here, and to make it fit her head, it wouldn't fit, even though it was supposed to. It was the correct size. It was the correct size, but it still didn't fit. So I just removed not any part of the wig cap. I just removed the elastic and the adjustable thing here, which was Velcro and what, And I took that off, and then I took just some ribbon, black ribbon, and gave a support to the wig cap. And I did it not in black. Who likes us so black to black? You can't see what you're doing. And I needed something to grip besides just this wig cap. Okay.
So it fits her beautifully.
Well, we're going to see that in a minute. Let's start gluing her head.
Okay, so a big problem that I'm going to have with gluing her is she doesn't sit. So I take the top off. I don't go through that. It just dries as does you all kinds of grief. I don't like grief. I want you to see that I am making it very very,
mostly I see your hand, so.
okay, well, I'm doing the best I can. A very thin.
And you're just going to follow the,
Right.
where the glue was.
And the reason I'm following where the glue was is because I approve of where the glue was. So I've only put the glue from here to there. Because I want control of what goes on with my wig. This is the original piece that was there that I didn't need to remove to make it fit her.
So you're going to keep all of her bangs away from
the glue, and I don't want glue smattered all over my dowel. So I'm going to do the front. I gotta make sure that first. I gotta make sure this is not doing what I want it to do. Okay. I gotta grab this. Bring it down. What it says on the bottle of the glue. Look what we got going here. Did I do what I wanted to do? Pull you back just a little bit.
Can you bring her towards you, honey?
Just towards me. I think I need to pull her wig back just a little bit. Let me see what I got going here. Yes, perfect. Okay, it's perfect. I don't want it over her ear, and I don't want that hair there. I want the wig cap here, there. My finger is on it. My thumb is on it over here.
We can't see that, sweetie.
Okay, so my thumb? And her hair is not involved. A lot of times, I'll get that off with water. Anyway, a lot of times in the factories, a ton of hair gets pushed under the wig cap.
So after you hold that for a while, we're going to finish.
What I'm just going to do is this for a little bit.
And then we're going to see the rest of it get glued on. Then
you'll see the rest of her. Once this, it tells you on the instructions, just keep applying a little pressure for a little bit of time and not forever. And then, because it's called Instagrip, if you use too much glue, it will not do the Insta.
Okay, well, we'll see it in a minute.
So what I did with her hair, because there's such a massive amount of it, I pulled it away, put it in a hairnet. And then, of course, the hairs were coming through the hairnet. And I don't want to, see there's a few hairs right here. I don't want to be dealing with hair while I'm gluing. You can see that it's only been, what, 15 minutes?
Something like that.
Yeah. And so I'm going to put some glue up in here, and I'm going to put glue here. The reason you don't want to, some of the factories would bring the glue, put a wig on that was too big for the doll and would cover up all the markings. But in this case, with Raving Beauty, her markings are on the front, so she can't wear crop tops.
Definitely not. This little girl isn't wearing a crop top anyway.
No, but if you're going to, because if you're going to put wigs on your Tonys or your American, the Nanettes or whatever, all these other types of dolls that are hard plastic, if there's a marking back here, please, American character, please don't bring it down and cover up your.
Okay, let's get to it.
All right. So what I'm going to do is.
Well, why don't you put all the glue on, and then I'm
going to do exactly what I did before.
Okay, so we'll see you in a second.
Well, here we are. I pushed the glue up as far as I could, so most of her head is covered in glue. And now I'm going to bring down the glue and the wig cap to cover.
You mean you're going to bring the wig cap over the glue?
Over the glue. And guess who has to hold it for a while?
Not me.
No.
Or should I say not it?
No. You're not going to be holding it. I am. Because it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long at all. But I have to do this.
A little bit of twister with your fingers.
Kind of. Yeah, I'll just keep going back and readjusting and readjusting and readjusting till I get it exactly where I want it. The other is exactly where I want it. Well, there her wig is down, and you can see there's still white, so you see that it hasn't been that long. And so we thought we would allow you to see her. I have to take these 2 pins out.
Well, it's like unveiling a Christmas present or something.
There's another pin. There you go. Oh, it's stuck to my fingers. So there is her wig.
Well,
uncombed.
it's a little disheveled, honey.
Of course it is. We haven't styled it yet.
My goodness, does she have a lot of curls. And this one, we didn't have to wash her curl.
No, we didn't. And she will get a little color.
Oh, yeah. I have to work on her face a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
But she's going to be stunning, I think.
We don't even know what we're going to do with the hair, but they were banana curls when they came.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
And all I did last night was I just went through and finger combed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take a comb to it or a pick or anything. I just separated the banana curls because a Raving Beauty is supposed to have full hair.
She is.
That's the way it was supposed to be.
I think that we're ready to show her finished.
Yes, I think the next thing is that she will be fully finished.
And we're going to tame that dew.
Oh, yes. The dew will get tamed. Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Well, there she is. All decked out in an outfit that would definitely work in the 1950s, don't you think?
Absolutely. I eat those things
Well, for a
all the
second there, I
time.
didn't think you were thinking.
It wasn't.
Okay, well, here's a close-up of her face. She needed some work on her face, which I did. She now has some very nice little rosy cheeks, some nice little lips. She had no eyebrows, and she actually didn't have any eyelashes, which now she does.
She was saved from being a Halloween
Yes.
ghoul.
Yep, she was saved from being a Halloween doll.
Yeah.
And she is now what she was meant to be, a raving beauty.
By Artisan.
So, but I think that there's another outfit that would absolutely suit her. You want to try it?
I do.
All right, let's go try it. Well, that's a difference.
It sure is.
That's a totally different era.
It's from the era 1900 when my grandma was that age.
Huh.
So
Wait a minute. You have a grandmother?
She was born in
Not a great-grandmother?
No, my grandmother was born in 1892. That's what she would have
Well,
worn. That's
that
what she
explains
wore.
a lot.
Any chance you can get, right?
I think she looks absolutely adorable. It looks like she just stepped off the boat and she's stopping in for a little refreshment.
It is. They are traveling clothes, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And Grandma did travel when she was a child. So there you go.
And this is actually an outfit from American Girl Samantha. I believe it's now a retired outfit. I really like it. And I thought it would really suit her.
It does suit her.
She just has that kind of face, I think.
Yeah, that hat really does suit her. We have her hair in a net because when we took out those banana curls, it
had a little bit of a mind of its own.
Yes, it kind of was a lot of hair.
Well, I really do hope that you've enjoyed our raving beauty.
Yes, that's what she's going to be called from now on.
No, I'm going to call her Belle.
Belle, because that means beauty.
In French.
In French. Well, your name is Shantae, and that's French, so you should know.
And what does my name mean?
It means in 2 different ways. It means enchanté, enchanted to meet you, or shall we chante, which shall we sing?
Okay, so we want to say thank you to everybody who watched our video. If you would like to subscribe, if you're a new person, welcome. If you would love to give us a like, we definitely would like that.
At least we know that YouTube does. We don't know what they do.
Yeah, that's very true. And next week's video is going to be another surprise.
It's always a surprise to us.
We've got a few, but we have to pick which one we think would go well next week.
Which one we think the people would like the most?
Yeah.
A little diversity
all right,
here.
I think we've talked enough. So let's, what do you have to say?
Oh, that thing.
Yes, honey, that thing. It's that time of it's that time of the video.
Just remember, it is possible to do it yourself.
Yep.
Did I do it right that time?
I don't know why you keep asking me. You pretty much got it down.
That's good then.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.